I don't know why. Hi, it's me. My the whole system was not working. It was not letting me get in here. I don't know what was going on, but hello. Oh, thanks so much for joining me tonight. I'm so sorry. If you know of anybody else, please share this. Get it out there that I am here. I'm not sure what in the world. I've been trying for like the past 40 minutes to get YouTube to cooperate to get my streaming software going, and it was just like not wanting to do it. And finally I'm here. So Tara, thank you so much. Teresa, I am here. And oh my goodness, get out there, share it, come on back. Hey Teresa, I am so sorry. Like I said, I don't know what in the world's going on. But anyway, I am finally here. I've been battling the whole getting the software and the YouTube to work together. But I am here, so that's great. I am Mary with Mary Stampin Cafe. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I am here to share some great fun new things. They were pre-order for demonstrators last month, and this month the online exclusive have gone live for customers. Now there are a lot of new online exclusives. I did not order very much. I love the designer papers. I bought a few of the designer papers and a couple of the bundles, and that really was kind of it. A couple of embellishments, and I'm going to share those with you tonight and make a few cards with you. I'm going to be doing one type of layout of a card and then just doing 4 different cards kind of in that same layout idea using some of the different products. It's going to be great. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're not a subscriber, do subscribe. Click that subscribe. Give me a like. Share if you would, since you know, it's like a half hour past when I'm supposed to be here. Hello, V. Oh, yeah, it's been kind of a trial to get my software to work. So let me switch things over. There we are. So I've switched on over now to my stamping mat, and we can go ahead and get started. I'm going to start just sharing. I am going to start sharing a few of the new papers with you. Although, you know, coming in May, we have a brand new annual catalog, which will be just so exciting. And there'll be all sorts of papers and things then. But in the online exclusives, there are lots of different products. But of course, I love the designer papers, so I'm going to share 3 different papers with you that are part of the online exclusives. This is the Botanical Textures 12 by 12. And of course, probably has stamp set, probably has a bundle. You can go online and see all of the products that coordinate with it. But this is a beautiful black and white. Just think about coloring all of these leaves in, or using your blending brushes. Just beautiful. It is all basic black, just different hues of that. Just love the big, bold things. And what's great about the black and white is then you can add that pop of color. Just absolutely love all of the textures of this one. Just beautiful. And so there's that one. And again, that's called the Botanical Textures 12 by 12. This one is definitely a suite of products. It's the Lovely Garden 12 by 12 paper. I did not get any of the stamp set or the dies that go along with this. I know, V, right? The black and white is beautiful. And here's this one too, and what's really great about this, just look at how those black stripes go so beautiful with the floral. I love mixing and matching. So you've just got this such pretty, this one is so pretty too, with the white flowers with a little bit of yellow in there. Big florals. I love this one here. What I love about this one is, think about taking this as a layer and then stamping some flowers onto it. That's a great way for that. And then some soft fresh freesia here. Beautiful, beautiful patterns and florals. Ooh, look at the pretty little yellows. I love it. And a little bit of that green. Those two go together so very well. Nice. So that is the Lovely Garden 12 by 12. So when you go look at online exclusives, you can see what other things go with that paper or coordinate with it, because I'm sure there's some flower dies that would cut from that paper. These are the Woven Textures 12 by 12 paper. And you'll see what I mean about the woven textures. They're so textured. What they've done is they've taken their camera and they've gone right in close up to some textured fabrics, things like that. And you can see how nifty all of these textures, like a tweed jacket here, a woven rug probably on that. The deep brown chocolate colors, really, really pretty. And then you come into this lighter one. And then this is almost like, makes me think if it was a round placemat or something that they took a close-up picture of. Really, really cool. So the colors in here, you've got a palette of brown and then the palette of gray for this particular paper. So I'm going to start off, and I'll share here with you right now. Here is a ribbon. This is a white, what do they call this? It's just kind of a woven white cloth cotton ribbon. I really like this because it's pretty flat. It's not going to have a lot of, adding a lot of fatness kind of to your card. So that's really pretty. There's also this pack your bags, baker's twine, some fun colors there, shaded spruce. That looks like Azure Afternoon, and this one looks like maybe Poppy Parade on that one, not sure. But I probably could find it out if I go online and look, right? Okay, so one of the bundles that I did get was this beautiful scenery called Framed Scenes. Oh, the cork? That's fun. So the framed scenes have these really pretty different sceneries. I love this one here with the tree house. We have a lighthouse and the bridge here, kind of a summer cottage, and then just the beautiful little road into the forest. And then there's this set of dies called the Framed Scene dies. You get this beautiful textured wood frame, and then you get the ovals here, and then you get a texture die with that wood grain right there. So I'm going to be using this frame and this stamp set, okay? And so I'm doing a couple of different color schemes on this one. I'm going to do the pecan pie version with the papers, and then I'm going to do the gray granite, which is the other gray that's in some of the papers. So I'm going to start with the pecan pie. And the layers of the cards I'm going to do is, this is really about layering up and then focusing on some designer papers. This is a 5.5 by 8.5 pecan pie. And then I have a 5 1/4 by 4 vanilla layer. And then my designer paper is 3 3/4 by 5. So it's a double layer here. And then I've already gone ahead and die cut out my frame. And what I want to let you know, see all that beautiful texture there? Some of these lines you actually can see through, but what I've done is I've cut out 2 of the frames. The reason I did that is when you have so much detail on a thin piece of cardstock, it's really going to make that cardstock feel very thin after it's been die cut. So by doing 2 of them and then just simply gluing them together to lay on top of each other, I've made this much stronger. Much stronger, and I needed that. And so that's just going to be going here on the front of our card. Like I said, I'm doing kind of this layout for all of the cards tonight, but I'm going to be turning and doing some horizontal. So this is a piece of very vanilla, and what I've done is I've cut this at 2.5 by 3 1/4, because this frame is about 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. So I just went a little bit smaller on that. So let's grab this beautiful tree house. I really like that one. And let's see if this block's going to work for us. It sure is. Now I'm just going to be stamping in Memento because I am going to use my stamping blends on this. These would be a really great one to use your watercolor pencils on because it's small area. That would be a really great thing to do as well. But I'm going to go ahead and ink it up real well. Stamp it right in the center and straight down. And there I have my pretty tree house. Now we know we have some browns, but I need some greens too. So I'm going to come in, I have my Old Olive blends, but I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm going to come in here with, and there's my pecan pie. I'm going to come in with a little bit lighter greens, I think. I'm going to bring in my granny apple green. This one is, wild wheat. I don't want wild wheat. I don't need that. Okay. So I have a little bit lighter greens because I'm just worried about, let me show you. Well, no, that'll go through. I don't want to do that. But I have some scrap. Where's my scrap? So here's a scrap. And if I take a look at my Old Olive, and this is Mossy Meadow. This isn't even Old Olive. In fact, I don't think we have blends that are Old Olive. But you can see how deep that is. But this is dark Old Olive. And you can almost see that the Old Olive is a little bit darker than. So what I'm going to do, I kind of like that. I'm going to come into the, I'm going to bring you closer here. There we go. See how that goes. I'm going to come in where it's all shaded, and I'm going to use my Old Olive where we have some shade lines. That deep Old Olive. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in, this is light Old Olive, or I can bring in my light Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to take a look at my light Granny Apple Green. There's the light Granny Apple Green, and then here is the light Old Olive. And I think for this card, I'm going to have to go with the light Old Olive. Now I can bring in that Granny Apple Green and do a little blending with that. Now you'll see that that Mossy Meadow, or that dark Old Olive that I used, I didn't use the Mossy Meadow, sorry, is going over the dark that I used. The light is going over the dark, and that's fine. It's going to soften it just a little, but it's going to keep its deep colors there. Now if I go over it a second time, those deep colors would lessen a little bit more. So there we go. I'll go a little bit back over what I've already done to deepen it just a little more, so there's not such a difference between the deep shadows and the top. I'll just kind of run it over again, not being too careful, just kind of getting in there, right? Okay, so there we are. I've got my beautiful tree here. So there's my tree. Now I want to come in with the light pecan pie, and I am going to come in and just go here on this tree branches up in here, and I might go to the dark on that. We'll see. I'm just going to come in that tree branches. There we are. Now what I'm going to do is come in with that Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to give the grass down here a little difference and make that the Granny Apple Green. There we are. And now I'm going to come in with this dark because I think I really would like this tree branches here inside that tree to be darker. There we are. Now I'm going to then come in with the light, and I'm going to have this is the light. No, that's the dark. Oh no, you guys. Yikes. I'm going to come right here to the face of the tree house. And then I'm going to also allow the top part here to be that. And right on this side. But then what I'd like to do is I'd like to come in with a lighter color for a difference. And let me see what I have. I have my crumb cake. And I do not want to use copper clay for sure. No, no, no. So I'm going to use my, there we go, I'm going to use my crumb cake. And that's going to give the door and the planks a different look. The steps, there we go. That's what I wanted. There we go. And you see the differences there between the front of the tree house and the side there, and then the other colors being used. I'm going to come in with my light, and I'm going to have this platform be the darker color right here. There we go. There we go. And then we have this little swing, this little seat of the swing. So I'm going to come in with that gray granite and make the swing be a gray swing. There we go. And look at how beautiful that little tree house is, and I love it. Isn't that great? So detailed. So your Stampin' blends will work great. When you have really small details, you might want to use the bullet point. I was using my brush tip. Be careful because a lot of fluid will come out and it could bleed. But if you use a thick basic white, this is vanilla, and if you have any thick vanilla, that would be great too. So then this is going to turn over, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay this down and see how close I have it, just almost perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in my Barely glue, and I'm going to come right along the inside edge of the opening, because this really is pretty close to that size. And just again, remember I did 2 of these window frames and glued them together just so I can have it be pretty sturdy. It really does break apart the fibers when there's so much detail. I have such a hard time getting this back in sometimes. There we go. All right. And so now I'm going to lay this down so I can see. And as you see, my treehouse didn't get quite in the center, so I'm going to go ahead and move it how I want it. I've got the room to be able to do it. And there we go. And look how cute that is. All right. So let's set that aside. Now we have to just do some gluing parts and pieces together. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. I hope you weren't trying to get on at 5:30 because I had technical problems and was not able to get my stuff working till close to 6 o'clock. It was crazy. I almost wonder if I should just do it at 6 o'clock like I do my Wednesday Facebook Live. Maybe it's too confusing to have one at 5:30 and one at 6. I don't know. I'm sharing a little bit of online exclusives that have just come out for customers. I'm sharing 3 of the designer papers and just a couple of, well, a bundle and then a stamp set that came out with it. All right, so then this little guy here is going to raise up with dimensionals, but I'm not using dimensionals. I'm using my strips, my foam adhesive strips. They are perfect for this. Whenever you're doing frames, it'll be perfect. So I'll go ahead and lay that down, grab my snips. So I hope you are all subscribers to my channel. Message retracted, Teresa. What happened? What? So there we are. I'm going to put that right in the center because we don't want the center to push down. And then I need just another little piece. That looks about right. Right here. There we go. Something I could have done, I could have put some of that white ribbon across there, but I think I'll do that on the one that I turn horizontally. So online exclusives, what I really like about those is that, you know, they will go out of stock, but then Stampin' Up! Does restock them. There are some things that they don't restock, but usually they'll let us know. How pretty is that? All right, so now I use the Very Vanilla, so we're going to come in and let me see where I have. Here we are. I have the Simply Said stamp set. I don't even know if this one is current, but I'm going to use this because I want something that's longer on here. There's a Let's Celebrate, but I don't like that. I really want, let's see, where's my other, let me turn here and find it, guys. Sorry about that. I have the mixed labels. Now the mixed labels was part of the last online exclusives. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use this for the sentiment. Woo, those are hard to get out of there. My goodness. But I love the dies that are in here. And so if we take a look, I have not even used this little guy. I think I'm going to use the one that says your kindness made my day. I think. Maybe not, because I would have to use the largest die, and I think that's too big, isn't it? So that won't work. So I think I will use For a Great Friend. Or I can use this. Not enough room for that. I could do a With Sympathy. That kind of, sometimes in a little seam like this is fitting. So I will do that. There we go. Don't need you waiting on me so long. Okay. So let me grab a little piece of vanilla here. And my Memento ink. And there's the With Sympathy. We'll go ahead and die cut that out now. And I think I can use the second. I think the second one will work okay. No, it's still too big. Let's see what happens when I try to cut it out with this little one, because I think the little one works. I'm just a little worried about it. We'll see. So Kathy, where are you coming on from? I am out in the Pacific Northwest, Washington State. We're going to try this little one, you guys, and see if it actually works. Teresa is as well. Veronica is from California. There's a couple of gals in the our Make a Card, Send a Card groups that are Californians, but this worked out pretty well. It fits almost, so I'm just going to go with it, you guys. My cards I worked out. I didn't necessarily work out my sentiments and where they were going to go, but I thought that was the easy part. I thought that would be easy. So now that I've done that, I'm almost going to have it be not down here, but maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to bring in my old olive, or is this Granny Apple Green? I want to bring in my old olive. I'm going to just go around the edge. Just to darken it so it stands up on that, away from that designer paper. Just take the side of it and drag it across. The more you tilt it in, the thicker the line will be around. There. There. And then that's just going to pop right in there. It's interesting when this die cuts out, it almost pops the edges up and recesses coming down a little bit with it because the shadow of the frame, you don't want the shadow of the frame. So there we are. Nice little scenery there. So now we get the inside of our card. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down, and then I'm going to stamp the Thinking of You from Simply Said. And then I'm going to add a little strip of the designer paper. Gotta make sure that card is upright. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're not gonna believe what I just did. You've known Victoria G since you were a kid in high school. You guys aren't going to believe what I just did. I just stamped birthday wishes. Is that not just the silliest thing ever? Oh my gosh. And I'm not going to be able to, you know what? Not being able to get that out. So we are simply going to grab this piece of vanilla. Yes, we are. We are going to stamp Thinking of You on the vanilla. I can't believe I just did that. I wasn't paying any attention. I thought I grabbed the right one, and I did not. I did not. Thinking of You. All right, and we are going to stamp the Thinking of You right here. Okay. And then to fix that issue of what I just did, we are going to bring back in the dies. We're going to grab the largest one of these. I really like the decorative edging on these. And that's big enough, right? we are going to die cut this and put it right over. That's how you solve those errors. You make it into a more decorative inside this way. And then I'm just going to go ahead and forget about putting the designer paper on the inside then. Okay, so thinking of you. And I'll put the top plate over ahead of the bottom plate. So things die cut. Well, I'm sorry, I've got this close up, don't I? I've got to move the arm of my camera back up, don't I? Yes, I do. All right, thinking of you. But look at how pretty those decorative edging is. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so we'll put that back on there. I'm going to raise this up again, you guys. Sorry about that. And then I'll grab my old olive again, and I'm going to run it along the edge, just like I did out on the front. I love doing this. Sometimes I like using the blending brush and getting more of a foggy kind of sponging. But I really like this kind of just hard edge along it as well. There we go. I feel like I'm too far away from you now. Just a little change. There we go. All right. Now that's going to go right in the inside just like that. Oh! There we go. And then I need to fix this right here because I tried to bring it up. Sometimes if you huff your hot air onto it when you want to try to take something you've done and pull it off. So there we are, thinking of you. With sympathy, thinking of you. I think that looks great. Okay. Now, let's switch our gears over to our gray granite. So let's take a look at their gray granite. I did the same thing with the frame. I went ahead and die cut it with the gray granite and did 2 of them and glued them together. You could do a third one and make it really dimensioned, but 2 of them makes it sturdy enough. And I'm using this part of the basket weave, which is really cool. Again, I'm doing that same layout where I have the layer of the white, and on this one I'm using the 12 by 12 white willow. I'm not using basic white. The white willow is a little bit less white than our basic white. It's not as bright, and so it works really well. It's a slightly bit more muted of a color, and so I like using that. For this, for the grays, I think it works really well. It makes it just very warm. So the white willow is a 12 by 12 pack, and it is thinner than basic white because that idea of scrapbooking is a little bit different than card making. And boy, I did not get this folded in half very well. Crazy. Okay. So now this one is going to be going this way. So kind of the same idea of layering and all of that. So I just have to decide which I am using for my feature. And I really think I would like to go for this walkway right here. I think that looks really pretty. The bridge. Very nice. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put this back. Oh, Samantha. Hi. How are you, sweetie? My daughter. It's so sweet of you to pop on, Sam. You and I got to talk about you coming and joining me over spring break from Nebraska. That would be so wonderful. Let's make sure I get this right in the center. That's important. All right. And there we are. Look how pretty that is. If you haven't, give a little thumbs up, guys, and share if you would. Yeah, ready for the weekend. Oh, gosh, me too. Me too. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in that light mossy meadow again. Easy peasy, quick and easy. Just, ooh, no, I'm not. That tip on that one is not so great. Where's the other one? I'll just use my light and dark old olive this time. There's that dark. Just going to pop it in here a little bit where those shaded areas are again. And remember, I said you might want to use your tip because I have not, and I've just blooped on my trees. So my trees look like they have spots. And they're going to kind of look like they have spots for sure. Oh. And subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I know I've said that before. I do have a little giveaway I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to leave the window open for about a week. You want to make sure that you have liked, shared, that you're a subscriber, and next week I will announce I'm going to be giving away one of the level 2 celebration products that you can't buy. It's a stamp set, and I'm going to give that away in a drawing. See, quick and easy. That was quick and easy, wasn't it? All right, from there I need my browns, and I'm going to use my light pecan pie, and I am going to use my bullet tip on this because these tree trunks are thin, really thin. There we go. And then we need that granny apple green so we can get that lighter grass going here. Just get that difference between the tree bushes and shrubs and the grass in here. Oh, I love it. Looking good. So then the next thing we need are our gray granites. So this one here, we've got our light gray granite and our dark gray granite. So we're going to take the dark gray granite, say that 3 times fast, dark gray granite, and we're going to kind of come in here, some of these darker areas in the stones. I'm going to kind of do some of the bricks going along the arches with the dark. There we are. And now I'm going to come in with the light and go ahead and do all of the other areas here. The other parts of the rocks here. And just fill in with that light gray granite. And you can see all those shades and shadows. Really pretty there, right? Now the only thing we have to do right now is I have got to get, and I'm going to do a little bit of the gray here, even though I know it's water, but we're reflecting, okay? I need to grab my blue. I don't have any blue. Let me grab it. Let's see, I've got some fun blues here. I have my pool party, which is kind of a green color. Then we've got our light balmy blue and dark balmy blue. Let's bring in our strip again so I can show you some color things. This one here is the light pool party. That's pretty. I'll come a little closer again. And this is the dark pool party. So the dark pool party is where you can kind of start seeing how it slants a little towards the green. Then we have light balmy blue. That's definitely a blue. And dark balmy blue. So there, when you put them together, you can really see how this is much more of a green and those are much more towards blues. But I really kind of like the light balmy blue. And I'll kind of put that down in the background here. And then I'm going to bring that darker balmy blue just a little bit coming in. And there we are. Ooh, how pretty did that just turn out? Look at how sweet that is. Doesn't that look great? I love that. Okay, well, I have got just a whole collection of my Stampin' blends going on here. All right, and so now when I put my frame over, I'm ready to just glue that down. And this time I just have my Tombow. That way I can open the lid. This doesn't have to be a really thin line of glue, so that's okay. I can let my barely glue just be there. All right, so now this is where I'm going to bring this over top. Going to lay it down. I want it to be pretty centered. And there we are. Yep. I have some glue on my mat. That's okay. The liquid glue allows you movement. But look how pretty that is. All those colors, the grays and how well they coordinate together. Just love it. Now this is going to go on with our foam adhesive strips again. And this time I'm going to add a little bit, I think, of that ribbon. But I already did just put my layers down, so maybe not. You want to do your ribbons before you put down your layers. It works better that way. So those of you that are crafting and card making, what types of things are you working on right now? And a little bit along the bottom here. You can use these foam strips when you're doing shaker cards as well, kind of that traditional shaker card. These are really handy for. Ah, yes, and I want to have a little bit in the center. I'm going to do a little more in the center. There we are. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the front. There we go. And then I'm going to offset this just a little bit. There we go. You see our two that are happening there. And then for this one, I'm going to bring in our adhesive, word adhesive guys. And I am going to use, these also are a bit on that little bit of the off-white, kind of like, oh my goodness, let me just pull them out. Making a mess. Making a mess. I want this one right here. Because I think I'm going to have this kind of come right in here like so. Just like that. Okay. So this one, if I use the mixed labels, I could put to a great friend. And if I use my Simply Said, I could be doing happy birthday or let's celebrate, just a note, thank you. I think I'm going to use the mixed media for a great friend. I will put my word labels on another time. Because I don't have my word label on, I just got to make sure it is straight on the block. And then wish me luck. I have no idea where it's at. Oh, that is like so not right. Okay, I need to put the word label on it, you guys. It's not gonna work. It's too small of a space. So let's put our sticky on. Okay, let's find it. To a great friend, I'm gonna pull off the strip there. For a great friend. And what I do is I just come to the one end and I put it down, and then I just go along and follow one edge, and there it's on. There we go. So now that I have that, I can see what I'm doing. There we are. Let's ink it up. You made several Darling Dino cards with the new mixed floral design cards? Wow. You'll have to share those, Teresa. You can post it on the Stampin' Cafe group. For a great friend. Still not quite perfect, but I like it. It's good enough. It's good enough. You know it's handmade that way. All right, I'm going to come along with my Old Olive Light. Now you have these holes on the ends, so you could put like ribbon through there if you wanted to. This card really isn't a ribbon card, but it could use an embellishment. So now what I need to do though is on this one end, I need to use this adhesive strip because it's going to be hanging over, and you want it to be raised up just like this is raised up. So this will go here, and this will just get glue, and that will have that will be sitting on that. Make sense? I hope so. So I put some adhesive on that end. I put this foam adhesive there, and now I just have to decide about where is this gonna sit. I don't want to cover up any of that, so I think it's gonna sit right here. There we are. Okay, then we'll go ahead and put our inside in the card. And we will say on the inside, it says, for a great friend, just to let you know you're on my mind. You know, I'm thinking as I'm sitting here and creating, and my daughter Sam came on and said hello. I was thinking why don't I send her more cards? I should be sending her cards, lots and lots of cards. Make sure this is sitting straight since I don't have the label on. I can think something's straight and it is not. Now, you guys need to not do what I'm doing here. Always stamp your paper first and then glue it down, right? Just a little note. There we are. So there we have two of that beautiful textured paper with the frame, the frame's there, and it has the frame shapes. It's not a large die set, it just has that beautiful frame and then the oval layering. I like that a lot. And then the stamp set, which I don't know where the stamp set just went. Hello, oh, it's right here. It's just got stuff all over. But the frame scenes, and so there are two cards with that. So cute. Came out really well. I love this idea. I think for like Father's Day, male, masculine cards is a really, really great theme for that stamp set. I think it's perfect for that. So, all right, this goes with the, give me a second here to clean up a little bit. Mixed floral. No, that doesn't go with that. Where does this one go with? Well, I'm going to stick it in there, whether it goes in there or not. Okay. All right. And then our frame scenes. Put that in there. Okay. So let's shift color scheme, okay? Because got some pretty, pretty paper to share, right? And now the mixed media floral designs that Teresa was talking about. Thanks, Teresa. I'll set this just over here. Okay. So there's our kind of masculine, natural looking cards. I really love the coloring of the tree house and the bridge. I think those turned out really nice. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set those aside, and let's bring in the painted stripes background stamp. This is awesome. One of the techniques you see people doing is they will take their watercolor paper and then they'll go ahead and do stripes of color. And I thought this is a great, great background stamp. Now, when I do my big background stamps, I don't put my label on, and I just set it down into the stamp case. So what I've done is I've pulled a piece of fresh freesia, and I have a layer, because again, we're doing our, oh my gosh, I think my Stampin' trimmer is starting to warp or something, because I have not been cutting things and scoring things well. A layer of the basic white, and then this is one of the beautiful papers that I shared with you at the beginning, and it's going to go like this. But I am going to try a little technique here. This has a pretty little pattern on it, and I'm going to go ahead and ink up my background stamp with the fresh freesia. And what I would like to do, see how it works perfect just sitting right in the case here. There's a lot of ink on this ink pad. It's very juicy. But I'm going to go ahead and lay this down right in the center. And then I'm just going to lightly press back and forth. I have a round, soft tool that I could use, but I don't have it sitting on my table. I'd given it to some of my team. I gave it to my team members a couple years ago. All right, so then let's hope this works. Woo! That is really dark, isn't it? That did not work the way I wanted it to. That fresh freesia is really dark and you can't see the pattern there, but I bet if I grabbed a piece of that paper now and just use it stamped off the way it is, let me find, here we go. Let me trim another one. I thought that might happen because the ink is very concentrated. So it's 5 by 3 3/4 for this layer of paper. All right. So now I'm just going to go right back over it in the same spot and pick up any residual that's left. So that's kind of like a second generation stamping. Oh, Rebecca, don't worry. I was late too. I couldn't get my stuff to, thanks for sharing. I couldn't get the stuff to link up and work right until almost 6 o'clock. Yeah, this just did not work out at all. Just did not work out at all. So we are going to set that aside. I'm going to close that up. I will do something with that for my Saturday Stampin' video. We shall see. So I'm just going to come in with this and let me trim this down. Oh, that just did not work. So this was 5 this way. All right, 3 3/4. My goodness. Third time's a charm. Ugh. So there's our layer. This is for the inside of the card. All right. Let me set these aside. I'm wondering if I used like a bubble gum or something like that, that would have, there's our beautiful mixed florals. And look at the size of this beauty. Oh my goodness. So big. This was on the last, like I said, the last online exclusive. But I love the paper so much that I wanted to do something with it. So let me grab my white. I don't want that. That's a willow. That was the willow. I actually want this white. There we go. Okay. And now I need my big block here. And is my big block big enough? Good question. Oh, not quite. Almost. There we are. I just had to turn it. Now it is. Okay. So let's ink this up really well. Go. And then we will stamp, press, press, press. And there's our beautiful, beautiful floral tulips. I love it. Okay, so we have got some of our brighter colors here. I have the light lemon lolly and the dark lemon lolly. So I am going to start with the dark lemon lolly, and I'm just going to simply come in and do a little bit deeper right in the center of the flowers. Just a deep little dollop there. Okay. Then with the light lemon lolly, I can just finish coloring them in. Now, do I really see that I've done anything? I don't know, but I like to think I do. The centers are a little deeper. These are going to color actually very, very quickly. So then I have my light fresh freesia, and this is probably the dark fresh freesia. I have dark flirty flamingo and light flirty flamingo, but I am going to go with the dark fresh freesia, and I'm just going to go over the lines of the tulips just to give a little bit of texture. And then down here at the base, I'm going to kind of give a deepening of the color and something that might be shaded over here. You get down to the bottoms and something that might be shaded right there. And that's all I'm going to do with the dark. And then I'm going to come in with the light. And fill in. Now you'll see that it blends with the dark really well. And I might go back in with the dark and deepen it up. That's the nice thing about the Stampin' blends. You can just keep layering your colors. If you don't have any Stampin' blends, I would suggest you start with some of the lighter colors. Because the lighter colors will be more forgiving, and you really use your darker color just as those accents, excuse me. So notice I'm going back in with the dark just to deepen up those areas back again. The light kind of blended those all in, and I want them to keep having that bit of differences here. This would even have a little bit of shading going on right there. Pretty, huh? Very pretty. All right, and so then I need my Granny Apple Green, and I'll go ahead with my light Granny Apple Green. And I'll just start coloring that in. All of these that are flipped over would be lighter. But since I'm just using the light now, I'm just going to color everything. Stampin' blends are great for larger areas because they just glide and fills in. It's perfect. Don't want to get my little yellow flowers. You know, I almost forgot that it was the weekend. And we have to spring forward, so don't forget about that. So nice to be driving to work in the morning with it light. And then I've been noticing it later in the evening too, which is great. There we are. See, that was super quick. Now I'm going to come in with that light old olive, and I'm going to do the stems of the tulips in that light old olive. It just gives it a different green. I could have even done them in like a light brown, but I just like keeping the things in the same color group. Okay, and so this is Light Mossy Meadow. Do I not have my dark I might have to use, I don't have my dark. All right, I'll use the light. I don't have my dark granny apple green. So I'm just going to use the old olive and come in here for the deeper lines on the grass. It won't matter. It kind of just blends in with that anyway. You'll see what I mean here when I show you up close. There we go. So there we are. You see how beautiful all that looks? That is so pretty. Now, I need to die cut this, and I cannot die cut it on my mini machine, you guys, so I apologize. I didn't even think about that. I've got to grab my machine. I was just like, talk amongst yourselves. Had it over on the counter, my stamping counter. I didn't even think about needing it, you guys. I'm so sorry. So let me raise it up here. All right, let's cut this beauty out. These are the dies, if you haven't seen them. I'll just move this for a minute. So beautiful. I love this one here. Doing like a silhouette would be so great. All right. So we just line this right up. Easy peasy. Just like so. A little tilt right there. Oh, beautiful. All right. Nice thing about this large machine is you don't have to worry about the plates, the acrylic plates, where they are. They can be lined right up with each other. And look at this beautiful floral. Oh my goodness, so pretty. Those tulips are gorgeous. That fresh freesia is just so so bright. All right, let me bring you back down. Make you guys dizzy tonight. Not lined up very well. Okay, now before I glue anything down, I want to make sure how I have this going. I'm going to have it coming off just like so. So I am ready for this. My adhesive. Just trying to make sure I've got things lined up here, you guys, that you can still... Oh, hi, Carol. From Canada. Welcome. Where in Canada are you? My family's all from Canada, but it's from Windsor, Ontario. There we go. And this is not going to get raised up. My sentiment will get raised up. There we are. And again, I am bringing these in because they're just so handy, you guys. I have been using these like non-stop on projects as I throw them all over the place. So I do want another one of these. I'm kind of running out of my other ones that are wide enough for some good sentiments. There's really tiny ones, but it's hard sometimes to find something to fit them. All right. So this little one is going to come down to the bottom just like that with its sentiment there. And on this one, I am going to use the thank you. I think stamping that with in the black and then those bright spring colors are just so good. Ugh, let's try that again, Mary, and let's get it straight. Good that there's two sides, right? Well, close enough. And this time I'm going to use the lemon lolly along the edge just to give a little brightness. These labels, these die cut labels already have almost a deeper edging. But this is a great technique when you don't have a bunch of stamp pads out or your blending brushes. And when you're using your markers like this, you can get in here and make nice hard lines on it. Turns out really well. All right, so these will get dimensionals. One, two, and three. And then we'll bring in a little bit of embellishments for it. Come right down here. And then I'm going to grab these and I'm going to put them right in the center of the holes. And then I'm going to take some of the a little bit smaller ones and I'm going to put one right here, one right up here, and there we are. How pretty is that, you guys? Oh my goodness, so bright, so cheery. I love that. Let's take a look at the center. Thank you. And with our other stamp set that I pulled out, the mixed media, Your Kindness Made My Day, we used that one. Where do I have that one? We used it, didn't we? Use that one? To a great friend. I don't see it. Oh, found it. I found it. We are good. I was going to use that one, but remember it wasn't large enough. I mean, it was too large for that label that we're going to use. All right, this needs to come off. There we go. Whoop. Okay, let's put this on here straight. Okay. And what's a great idea when you stamp, before you glue things down, if you stamp the sentiment upside down or crooked, whoa, let's try that again. You can turn your paper around. There we are. Your kindness made my day. And where's our beautiful stamp set? We are going to stamp this pretty little floral inside. Just stick it on the same block. Won't matter. Stamp it right down. See how pretty that is? And then we can just grab that lemon lolly. Color these sweet little yellow flowers. These little flowers kind of remind me a little bit of that new floral paper that I shared with you at the beginning. And then I'm going to bring in my Granny Apple Green, just the green tip, just to give a little bit of that green stems in there so it just doesn't look black. There we are. There, you can see how pretty those are. And we'll put that right inside. So those of you that are here listening, I did say a little bit earlier that I'm going to leave it for about a week, so next Friday. What you want to do is make sure you've made comments. Make sure that you've liked the live tonight. Please make sure you're subscribing. But definitely make sure you have your comment, because I'm going to choose from the comments. Any comments that are left for this next week. And I am going to be giving away a beautiful stamp set. Thank you. Your kindness made my day. You know what's really interesting? This is the same layout as these two cards right here. It's really just the focal points have changed, right? But it is just the 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. You have your 5 1/4 by 4 layer. Then your 3 3/4 by 5 is your designer paper. And all three of these cards kind of have that same thing going on. So I actually have one more for you. My little live tonight's more than an hour, and that's okay. But I am not done with this mixed florals stamp set and bundle. If you have not seen that, make sure you go just do a search for it to see all the beautiful things people are doing with it. Now this, I'm keeping the fresh freesia, but I'm bringing in that beautiful pop of black. All of the cards so far had that white cardstock layer. I'm bringing in a basic black layer to then go on the front of the fresh freesia. And look how beautiful that is. It's so striking. Just the color combination, it just pops. Now this card's going to go this way, I think. Let me make sure. I'm not sure that it will. In fact, no, it is not going to. I was going to use the other, I'm going to use the other flower, but it is just as large as well. Okay, it's not going to go horizontal. It's still going to go vertical. But that's okay. Now I could have it go horizontal if I just stamped part of it, but I don't want to do that. I want the whole thing, so okay. All right, so there we are. Make sure I get this fitting on my block here. It will need to go like this to fit on here. Okay. Now, I am just leaving the other flower on the other side. It won't bother me. I can do that because I'm just going to stamp this and I'm going to die cut it out. So it's okay that the other side has the flower on it, except now I can't get it off of there. And we'll go ahead and just now make sure I stamp it. I'll press. And look at how pretty that flower is. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love this. Now again, I know it's one of the other the last online exclusive. This time I'm going to have the little flowers be the light fresh freesia. So on the Stampin' blends, if you do not have any of them, I would suggest starting with the Soft Subtle collection of colors. They're the lighter, softer colors, perfect for spring and summer too. And it just will help you get used to them. And dark fresh freesia. Oh, I was not using fresh freesia. What was I using? Bubble bath? Well, how did bubble bath get in there? I was wondering why it seemed so light. Anyway, that's what I would start with. You know, start with a green and a blue, pinks, yellows, just those soft colors. Get yourself, 4 or 5 sets and play around with them. There we are. And then let's get our Granny Apple Green. Oh, I better close that. Oh, you love the treehouse card? I will show all of those cards again here in just a short bit. We will wrap up. I think I'll do a blog of these 4 cards just to talk about that layout. Just kind of an easy layout. Rely on just some layers. And I like doing the 3 3/4 by 5 designer series paper layer. I sometimes feel that if you make your layer of designer paper on this, it becomes that much larger, and then just the designer paper, it just seems too loud or too much of it, so that by adding this other little layer between them, it really contains those patterns and gives you some other perspective to look at. Now, what I want to do with my daisies here, I don't want to let them just be white. So I'm gonna add just a little of the light lemon lolly kind of coming out from the center, but I'm not gonna color the whole thing. I am gonna let part of it be white, but I just want to give them a little, I don't know, kiss of the sun maybe is what I'm thinking, just so it's not so much white. There we are. All right, and then I'm gonna come in with my light Old Olive again and give just a little bit difference of those colors on the branches coming out. There we are. Super pretty. Okay. Time to go back up, you guys. To bring my machine back up. Okay. So then I need the other die. Sorry, got to get it off the tape. Woof. All right, let's stand up for me to do this. Ooh, you know what? There's tape here. I got to get that off. Okay. These large images like this are easy to line up. It's not difficult at all. You just want to make sure on all sides that you're, there it is. Drop that plate over top and roll it through. Crunchy, crunchy, crunch. All right. And there is our beautiful, beautiful flower. So pretty. So I'm just going to lay this back down and this one back down just so I can keep those together. And set it over here. There we are. So now I'm going to bring this over here. Going to put this down on this layer right here. But one thing I want you to notice is how much that fades into the background there. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and bring in that white ribbon. And this white ribbon is going to help that flower stand up more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these two together. I love this side. Just think about coloring those leaves all in with your greens or using a blending brush. That'd be wonderful. Okay. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my ribbon. I'm going to kind of go right through the center. Just like so. I like this cotton ribbon. It's soft and it lays very flat. That's nice. Now when I put that there, that does give a little bit, but I'm going to do another right next to it. I love this idea of kind of doing some double and even triple. I might do a third one. It's almost like doing strips of cardstock or other strips of designer paper. But I like this idea. There we are. So there I've got my 3 strips here. And I'll go ahead and glue this down now to the card front. That I did not fold very well. I still did not fold very well. Okay. So this is one of the new online exclusive ribbons. I think it goes with one of the suites. I think there's a suite in the new online exclusives, but there's many bundles too. All right, and so then this is going to raise up with dimensionals. And now on this I will use my dimensionals. And I'm going to cut one in half. To put on the leaf here and then on the stem. There we are. And now you have to be patient while I pull these off. So if you have not seen, also in the new online exclusives, there's 2 new kits. And I will be featuring those in my Saturday Stampin' video tomorrow. It will be a recorded, uploaded video. I won't be live, but I'll be sharing those kits. And I tell you what, they are beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful kits. Just stunning. All right. Another thing I'm going to do here is create a bow. So you can check that out tomorrow. The other thing, promotion I have right now, if you have not seen, is that I have the March free card kit where you can earn the card kit of four cards that I'll put all the supplies together for you. And I'm featuring the Darling Dinos bundle of products. And so when you place an order of $30 at my online store from the 1st of March to the 15th, I will then prep all of the supplies that you need. To create your 4 projects. I can't do any stamping for you, so you would want to have your Darling Dinos bundle if you want your projects to look just like mine. But we have lots of cute character stamps and things too, so you can always substitute if you would like. You'll have all your cardstock, all your die cut things, embossed things. I'm going to have that right there. I know that's a little odd to put it something maybe like right there, but I like having that like that. That's sweet because my sentiment's going to go right here. And what I'd like to do with that sentiment is use the mixed media labels and have a little something right there. And it could be, quickly grab another little something, maybe a little just for you. I think that would be really cute, just for you, and our charming sentiments. If I can get there. I love this charming sentiment stamp set. It was one of my favorites. So many great little things to say. All right, just for you. And I need a scrap of white. Just for you. I'm going to use, I think, this one right here. Am I, though? It almost doesn't fit. Well, that's a fine how you do. I thought that would fit perfectly. That one fits. We'll use that one. Same one that we used earlier. Isn't that funny? Well, what are you going to do? That's okay. In the mixed media florals, there's a few larger sentiments, so for these little ones can be a little bit more challenging, I think. Let's see how that turned out. Hopefully none of the little tails got cut off. No, it fit just perfectly on there. That's awesome. I love that. Okay, now we can go ahead and finish. I'm going to use the green because it is sitting on the green stems. So I will darken up with our Granny Apple Green. I do like these dies with the little decorative parts and borders on them. They have it on the top and the bottom on this one, but not on the sides. It's kind of cool. Just the design is really neat. Okay. So again, like the other card, I do need to have a dimensional on this side right here. And then I'll go ahead and put adhesive on this side. And we'll bring this here. That'll sit just like that. And of course, we've got to bring our little dealies back. And these are so pretty. And as I think about this, I wonder which ones will really show on the black. You know, these really deep dark ones, but I didn't use anything really deep and dark, but I also like these kind of mother of pearl ones. So I think I'll pull those in and see how that goes. If I put a couple down here, and maybe I was just thinking that they would show, but it does. It reflects that light pretty well, I think. Kind of the yellowish. Yellow coming off of there. There we go. This one has lots of texture with the ribbon for sure. All right, so let's get the inside of the card. It says, just for you. And I think that's where we're going to put birthday on the inside. We'll go ahead and we'll do those birthday wishes, I think. Did I put my birthday wishes back in here? Yes, I did. Birthday wishes. Make sure it's straight. You want it straight on that block or you're in trouble. But I didn't glue it down, so I have two sides of the paper, don't I? Birthday wishes, bold and bright there. Love it. All right. Did we want to, you know, the Mixed Labels has this really sweet little flower right there that matches the other larger flower that we did on the inside. Because if you didn't know, the Mixed Floral bundle and the Mixed Labels bundle are coordinated together. It's part of a large suite of products from the online exclusive store. So you want to check that out. So this little flower's stinking cute. Let's stamp it on the inside. It'll take a hot second to color it. You gotta put something fun on the inside. It's somebody's birthday. Birthday wishes. Oh, look at that's cute. So again, we're just gonna grab that light Flirty Flamingo. Or not Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia. Well, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, they're both F's, right? And I do have a Flirty Flamingo sitting over there. My Granny Apple Green for a little bit brighter green for the stems and the leaves. Oh, sweet. Look at that. So cute. All right, so let's check out the 4 cards. They all have the same layering layout idea, basic layers. The first layer is 5 1/4 by 4. Then the designer paper's 3 3/4 by 5. But totally different cards, right? So different. I am ready for spring. I don't know about you, but oh my gosh, those colors are awesome. All right. Well, so I hope you enjoyed these cards tonight. I loved how I created these 4, and they look so different from each other. Maybe not these 2 because they've got the frames, but the coloring is different, which is great. If you have not checked out the online exclusives, definitely do. There are so many new products that are available, so many new products. And if you wanted to see what, if I can find it, I have to stand up and look. Where is it? Where is it? I was going to show you my, well, since I can't seem to find it at the moment, the stamp set that I'm going to be giving away is the Blooming Corners Level 2 Celebration. And I may give away 2, but again, what you need to do is you want to make sure that you've commented on the video, that you've given it a thumbs up, you've shared, and please make sure you're subscribing. And remember, I'm going to suggest if you don't have any of the Stampin' blends, a great way to start is to order a collection of the soft, subtle colors. Those would be your light pinks and light yellows, light greens. You saw I was using Granny Apple Green and Lemon Lolly. The Fresh Freesia is so very pretty, but just get yourself an assortment of those basic colors. Go ahead, and I appreciate you shopping with me in my online store. Thanks, Jean. I appreciate that. Because, again, when you order by the 15th, you will get, I'm just switching over, guys. Sorry. You will get my free card kit for March with those darling dinos, 4 fabulous cards with those. And I can't wait to put those together for you and off into the mail on the 16th of March with a PDF tutorial emailed to you so you can make those at your leisure. I will have a blog. I have a blog, and I'll put that below, that tells you everything else that you'll need to create your projects, like your stamp pads and adhesives, things like that. Be sure, guys, I really appreciate you visiting and watching and participating with me. I will see you on Facebook on Wednesdays. My link will be below as well at 6 o'clock. And I have my Saturday Stampin' video every Saturday. It is a recorded, uploaded video, and I'll be sharing 2 kits, 2 brand new kits. You do not want to miss those kits. They are awesome. And so I just want to say thank you again. Until